Your 40s are when you stop auditioning for a life you don't even want. That exhausting performance you've been giving, the one where you try to meet everyone else's expectations while ignoring your own, it's time to drop the act and start living authentically. Here's what nobody tells you about turning 40. You finally have enough life experience to recognize what doesn't work. The endless pursuit of external validation becomes obviously futile when you realize the people whose approval you're seeking aren't even living lives you admire. This isn't about becoming selfish. It's about becoming authentic. The permission you've been waiting for? You're the only one who can give it to yourself. Your 40s grant you the ultimate freedom, the right to disappoint people who don't really matter. Picture this. You're invited to another networking event that makes your soul die a little inside. Your 30-year-old self would have gone, convinced it was important for your career. Your 40-year-old self knows better. Thanks, but I'm focusing my energy elsewhere becomes your new superpower. No elaborate excuses, no guilt, just clear boundaries protecting what actually matters to you. You've learned that saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself. This permission phase eliminates the energy drain of living for others' approval. When you stop performing for an audience that doesn't matter, you free up enormous resources for what does. Your authentic choices finally align with your actual values, creating a life that feels genuinely yours. Chapter 1. Time Scarcity as Liberation. Here's the thing nobody tells you about mortality. It's the best productivity system you'll ever discover. When you finally accept that your time is finite, you stop wasting it on infinite nonsense. Death awareness creates life focus. Your 40s hit you with mathematical reality. If you live to 80, you have roughly 2,000 weekends left. Suddenly, that toxic friend who drains your energy doesn't seem worth 1/2000th of your remaining time. The committee you joined out of obligation becomes obviously absurd. This isn't morbid thinking. This is liberation thinking. When every hour has weight, you naturally gravitate toward what actually matters. Mortality awareness doesn't paralyze you. It prioritizes everything for you. You're scrolling through social media complaints for the third time today when it hits you. This is literally time you'll never get back. Your 20-year-old self had time to waste. Your 40-year-old self knows better. You close the app, call someone you love, or work on something meaningful. Time scarcity transforms mindless consumption into intentional living. Every minute becomes a conscious choice rather than an unconscious drift. Understanding your time limits eliminates decision paralysis. When you know what you don't have infinite amounts of, every choice becomes clearer. Urgency without panic. That's the gift of 40s time awareness. You stop saving your best dishes for special occasions and start using them for Tuesday dinner. Chapter 2. The Enough Principle. The real midlife crisis isn't buying a sports car. It's realizing you don't actually want one. Your 40s are when you discover the most radical concept in consumer culture: enough. Not more, not better, enough. This is where your 40s become financially revolutionary. You finally have enough experience to recognize the difference between wanting and needing, between upgrading and improving. The house that seemed too small suddenly feels perfectly sized when you realize bigger means more cleaning, higher taxes, and less money for experiences. Enough isn't about settling. It's about recognizing abundance. Your 40s teach you that optimization isn't about having more options. It's about being satisfied with better choices. You discover that the things you own can end up owning you. You're looking at a kitchen renovation that costs more than your first car. Your 30-year-old self would have financed it to keep up with the neighbors. Your 40-year-old self asks, will this actually make me happier, or just make my house look like everyone else's? Suddenly, upgrading the appliances and keeping the extra $20,000 for travel sounds infinitely more appealing. You realize that experiences appreciate while possessions depreciate. The enough principle eliminates lifestyle inflation that traps you in work you don't love. When you know what's sufficient, you can optimize for freedom instead of accumulation. Less stuff equals more options. More importantly, it equals more peace. Chapter 3. Energy Management Revolution. Managing your 40s energy is like managing your phone battery. You know exactly which apps drain it fastest. The secret isn't managing time better, it's managing energy differently. Your body keeps the score. Here's what changes everything about productivity after 40. You stop trying to fit your life into arbitrary schedules and start aligning tasks with your natural energy rhythms. Morning person? Do creative work at dawn. Night owl? Stop forcing yourself into breakfast meetings. Your 40s grant you permission to work with your biology instead of against it. This isn't laziness. This is optimization. When you honor your energy patterns, you accomplish more by doing less. You notice you're sharpest between 10 a.m. and noon, but you keep scheduling administrative calls during that window. Your new approach: guard those golden hours for your most important work. Batch the mundane tasks for your natural energy valleys. Result? You finish your best work in 2 focused hours, instead of struggling through 8 distracted ones. Energy management eliminates the exhaustion cycle that comes from fighting your natural rhythms. When you work with your energy instead of against it, productivity becomes sustainable rather than punishing. Chapter 4. The Art of Strategic No. While everyone else optimizes their morning routine, you're optimizing your no routine. Your 40s superpower isn't saying yes to more opportunities. It's saying no to the wrong ones. Selectivity becomes strategy. This is where your 40s become beautifully ruthless. You develop the ability to say no without extensive justification, without guilt, without elaborate excuses. No, that doesn't align with my priorities right now. Period. The people who matter respect your boundaries. The people who don't respect your boundaries don't matter. Your 40s teach you that every yes is a no to something else. Strategic refusal isn't selfish. It's essential for protecting what you've worked decades to build. Someone asks you to join another committee. Your old self would have said yes out of obligation. Your 40s self asks, will this move me toward my actual goals or just make me look busy? When the answer is clearly the latter, you respond with confidence. I'm honored you thought of me, but I can't commit the time this deserves. Strategic no-saying protects your most valuable resources for your highest priorities. When you stop saying yes to everything good, you create space for everything great. Boundaries become benefits. Chapter 5. Peak Earning Strategy. Your 40s are your financial prime time, not just because you're earning more, but because you finally understand the difference between making money and keeping money. Income without wisdom is just expensive lifestyle inflation. Here's what nobody tells you about peak earning years. This isn't the time to upgrade everything because you can afford it. It's time to optimize everything because you understand opportunity cost. Your 40s income has superpowers: compound interest, career capital, and purchase timing, but only if you resist lifestyle inflation. The goal isn't to live like you make more money. It's to save like you understand what money actually buys. Freedom, not stuff. You get a $20,000 raise. Your house-rich, cash-poor neighbors would upgrade their car payment. Your 40s strategy: live on your old salary, invest the difference. In 10 years, that choice compounds into early retirement optionality while they're still making payments on depreciating assets. Peak earning strategy isn't about what you can afford. It's about what you choose to afford. Strategic earning and spending in your 40s creates the financial foundation for every choice you'll make in your 50s and beyond. This decade determines whether you'll have options or obligations. Join our YouTube membership and get exclusive perks like early access to scripts, input on future topics about productivity, and connect with a like-minded community that gets it. Click join below and let's build your easier, more intentional life together. Chapter 6. Health as Future Investment. Your 40s body is like a high-performance car that needs premium fuel and regular maintenance. The difference is you can't trade it in for a newer model. This is it. Treat it accordingly. Here's where your 40s become medically strategic. Every health choice you make now is a deposit in your future mobility account. That protein at every meal, it's preventing muscle loss that starts accelerating after 40. The strength training you finally prioritize, it's bone density insurance for your 70s. Sleep isn't rest anymore. It's cognitive decline prevention. Your 40s health habits determine whether your 70s will be active or assisted. This isn't vanity, it's longevity strategy. You're choosing between a quick drive-through dinner or taking 20 minutes to prepare something nutritious. Your exhausted brain wants convenience. Your strategic brain recognizes this choice multiplied by 365 days equals either sustained energy or metabolic dysfunction. Your 40s perspective. Those 20 minutes now save hours of medical appointments later. Future you is worth the current effort. Investing in health during your peak earning years prevents it from becoming your biggest expense later. Quality of life insurance through intentional habits. That's the 40s health advantage. Chapter 7. Relationship Intentionality. We spend our 20s collecting friends like Pokemon cards, then our 40s realizing we only need about 5 good ones. Quality over quantity isn't just minimalism, it's relationship mathematics. Energy is finite. Here's what transforms about friendships after 40. You stop maintaining relationships out of history and start nurturing them based on mutual value. That friend who only calls to complain, your 40s grant you permission to let that fade. The colleague who energizes every conversation, you invest deliberately in that connection. Relationship intentionality isn't about being cold, it's about being honest. Your limited social energy deserves strategic allocation toward people who genuinely enhance your life. You have plans with 2 different friends this week. One always leaves you feeling drained and negative. The other consistently makes you laugh and think. Your 40s strategy. Prioritize the energizing friendship. Politely decline the draining one. It's not personal, it's practical. Your social battery is precious. Spend it on people who help charge it, not drain it. Intentional relationships eliminate social exhaustion and create supportive networks that actually function when you need them. Better friends mean better problems and better solutions to life's challenges. Chapter 8. The Wisdom Premium. Your 40s are when you realize that experience isn't just what happened to you. It's currency you can spend. Those decades of mistakes and learning, they're not embarrassing history, they're valuable intellectual property. Here's where your 40s become economically powerful. You have something 25-year-olds can't buy at any price. Pattern recognition across multiple economic cycles, relationship dynamics, and life transitions. Companies pay consultants thousands for insights you've lived through. Younger colleagues need mentorship you can provide. Industries require expertise you've accumulated. Your wisdom isn't just personal growth, it's professional leverage. The knowledge economy rewards experience when it's packaged as solutions, not just stories. A former colleague asks for advice on navigating a difficult client situation. In 20 minutes, you help them avoid a mistake that took you years to learn from. That consultation could have been worth $500. Your pattern recognition, seeing similar situations and knowing which approaches work, has become monetizable expertise. Your experience is their shortcut. The Wisdom Premium transforms your career trajectory from climbing ladders to building bridges. Your value shifts from what you can do to what you can prevent, predict, and strategically navigate. Chapter 9. Emotional Intelligence Advantage. Your 40s superpower. You can spot energy vampires from 3 conversations away. While younger people are still figuring out why certain interactions feel draining, you've developed emotional radar. Pattern recognition becomes emotional protection. This is where your 40s become psychologically sophisticated. You've experienced enough relationship dynamics to recognize manipulation, enough workplace politics to identify toxic patterns, enough life transitions to understand what actually threatens your peace. Your emotional regulation skills surpass younger adults because you've had more practice managing disappointment, processing grief, and navigating complexity without losing your center. Emotional intelligence isn't about feeling less, it's about responding better. Your 40s grant you emotional efficiency, less drama, more discernment. You've learned that not every emotional invitation requires your attendance. Someone starts a conversation by immediately complaining about 3 different people. Your 20s self would have engaged sympathetically. Your 40s self recognizes this pattern. Chronic complainers rarely want solutions, they want audiences. You listen briefly, offer one practical suggestion, then redirect the conversation. If they persist, you excuse yourself. Emotional intelligence means managing your exposure to emotional chaos and protecting your mental equilibrium. Advanced emotional intelligence eliminates unnecessary interpersonal stress and creates more authentic, supportive relationships. You become better at attracting emotional maturity and deflecting emotional manipulation with equal skill. You understand that boundaries aren't walls. They're gates with discerning gatekeepers. Chapter 10. Legacy Consciousness. Your 40s are when you stop asking, "What do I want to achieve?" and start asking, "What do I want to leave behind?" Legacy isn't about fame. It's about impact that outlasts your active participation. Here's where your 40s become generatively powerful. You realize that your most meaningful work might be the knowledge you transfer, the people you develop, the systems you improve, or the culture you influence. Legacy consciousness changes how you approach every project. Instead of just completing tasks, You document processes. Instead of just achieving goals, you teach others to achieve them too. Your 40s shift from building your career to building your contribution. What you create matters less than what continues after you've moved on. You're leading a project and realize you're the only one who understands the entire system. Instead of protecting that knowledge as job security, you create comprehensive documentation and train 2 team members. When you eventually move roles, the project continues seamlessly. Your legacy isn't being irreplaceable. It's making valuable things sustainable without you. Legacy consciousness transforms work from personal achievement to lasting contribution. Your professional reputation shifts from what you can do to what you enable others to accomplish long-term. Your 40s aren't a midlife crisis. They're midlife clarity. All those seemingly separate life areas, work, health, relationships, money, meaning, finally start making sense as parts of one integrated system. Everything connects. This is where your 40s become beautifully coherent. You stop compartmentalizing your life into competing priorities and start orchestrating them into mutually supporting systems. Your health supports your career performance. Your career funds your relationship investments. Your relationships provide the meaning that motivates your health choices. Integration mastery means making choices that serve multiple life areas simultaneously. Your 40s teach you that life isn't about balance. It's about synergy. When everything works together, nothing feels like sacrifice. You choose a job that pays slightly less, but offers flexible hours for family time and gym access. The decision serves your career sustainability, physical health, and relationship priorities simultaneously. Instead of trading off different life areas against each other, you've created a choice that strengthens your entire system. Integration mastery makes every major decision easier because you know your optimization criteria. You're not just making choices. You're architecting a life where every element supports the others. Integration mastery eliminates the exhaustion of managing conflicting priorities. When your choices serve multiple life areas, everything becomes more sustainable and satisfying. Coherence creates both efficiency and fulfillment. You discover that the secret isn't perfect balance. It's purposeful alignment. Your 40s are where scattered experiences finally organize into coherent wisdom, where competing priorities transform into supporting systems, where the question shifts from, how do I balance everything, to, how do I make everything work together? This is integration mastery. This is your compound advantage. This is 40-something. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, let me know your thoughts on what I just shared. Oh, and there's more. I've just started a Patreon to help support these videos and connect with you more directly. Check out the link in the description if you'd like to join.